everyone, to another episode of the DRS Zone. Today, just like in American baseball, we're lining up for a doubleheader.
Boo! I was away for last race for Azerbaijan. I was in Europe, oddly enough, recording a television show out there, and I didn't have really a chance when I came back to record a show right away. So we figured, hey, let's watch the Spanish Grand Prix and let's just do a twofer. And lucky for us, not really much changed at all between those two races.
Say what? Yeah, Baku was interesting. There was, well, we all know the result already. Mercedes finishes 1-2 with Vettel on the podium. There was not a lot of action on that course, certainly not as much as practicing and qualifying.
No.
Where some cars hit the wall, and even on the formation lap, there were a couple of cars with cold tires that spun, but everyone kind of kept in shape because they were in that city landscape and nobody else wanted to total any other cars, and it didn't finish too far off from how it started.
No. It's unreal how dominant Mercedes is. Like, it's not even something I don't think the FIA or the F1 board can really change. They're just good at everything. Like, they have like the best car because they were the best cornering car for speed wise. They're not the fastest in the straight. Ferrari still is, but this ain't drag racing. Okay, this is F1.
Yes.
So. And their high speed and low speed cornering is the best. Their lateral grip is the best. Their engineers are the best. Their strategy is the best. Their coach is the best. Their drivers are repeatedly proven to be the best. They're better now than when Hamilton was battling Rosberg. And I thought they were kicking ass then. They've taken it to a new level. Like Toto Wolff has them like up here. And that's proven again with Spain. Okay? Spain is a race where everybody knows this course inside out. There's no surprises. They practice there all the time. That's where they test. Yeah. Like, if they know every frickin' corner.
There's a lot of laps put in there preseason.
They all know it. And what happened 10 weeks ago in preseason? Ferrari kicked everybody's ass. Guess what happened? Doesn't matter.
Yeah. I mean, if you're Mercedes and you're like, my number 2 man can also be my number 1 man, as it's gone Bottas, Hamilton, Bottas, Hamilton. Both 1 and 2, like, the other driver isn't even off the podium. He is second or first.
Yeah.
Bottas has a 40-point lead from second to third right now.
Yeah, over Verstappen. And then you got the Ferraris trailing, and then everybody else.
As I just showed, a little bit speechless, because we just haven't seen that sort of dominance on the F1 track for a while.
Here's a proof of how dominant. Let's talk about Spain. Okay, lap 46, Norris hits Stroll and then decides to go through a drive through the rocks. Like, hey, you know what's a great idea? Let's just kind of sprinkle. Let's just crop dust the entire track right here and shut her down for 5 laps. Okay.
Not with carbon fiber,
but with
just
gravel.
with some gravel.
Yeah,
for some rallycross action.
So they do that, and it's 5 laps on the safety car. 5. And not only when they're bunching up, they're letting the guys who are lapped catch up in behind. So now you have everyone in order when the race starts. Okay?
Pretty much like formation lap.
Yeah, so you got Hamilton, and then Bottas, and then you got Verstappen, and then you've got Vettel, Leclerc, Gasly. It's like, okay, now they're bunched up. So that big lead that Mercedes had for 50 laps, gone.
Yep.
So now you're like, okay, all right.
And
now some shit's going to happen. Okay.
Well, and now you do the quick tire assessment, where I'm sure the radio at every team is, oh, your tire's over.
Oh, yeah. For sure it was. And a lot of those guys are on 2-pit strategy, so they're fresh tires.
Yes. And they were cold, fresh tires.
So this is the opportunity to catch Mercedes. This is it. And this is as good as it gets.
Safety car comes in and go. And they do. And Mercedes just casually just pulls away within the first half a lap. Like, all the action within the first second of that restart was on Mercedes, and then it quickly shifted back to everyone behind them.
And then they just defended. Everyone just defended hard. Everyone was defending hard. No one was like allowing anything to, and I'm like, well, that was the biggest letdown ever. Because here I'm like, this is it. This is finally something's gonna happen.
Yeah.
No.
Even with the fastest lap trying to be pushed in at that same time, they just sort of started and finished the exact same way.
Yeah.
With after that formation.
Didn't matter. It was,
That's 5 races done.
I'm not faulting Mercedes. Like, man, they're good. But as a viewer, I'm going like, it's like I'm watching grade 12 basketball team whoop grade 9ers repeatedly. Like, you know what I mean?
Senior versus JV.
Yeah, like repeatedly. Like, there's nobody else on their level. Like, not even close. Ferrari's like, they're like, people are talking, oh, Ferrari, and they're supposed to be good. And I'm like, oh man, yeah, that sounds great. But they are not on their level. They're not coached as good. Their cars aren't as good. They're just not there. They're just not.
Affirmative.
Their drivers are great, but I think Hamilton and Bottas are better drivers than Leclerc and Vettel, and I love Vettel. But right now, they're steamrolling. Mercedes is a steamrolling. Because even the rest of the race, even the backfield didn't change that much. Only like Haas was like in the middle. That was okay. Guess who sucked
Which
again?
they have been for the first few races.
Yeah, but guess who sucked again? Williams. Right? Guess who didn't get out of Q1? Stroll. It's starting to get a little bit of a broken record. And now next race, we're going to Monaco. I'm not even going to watch that race if Mercedes qualifies 1-2 because I already know the result. Because you don't pass in Monaco. Nobody passes in Monaco. Like, it ain't going to happen. Last year, Ricciardo had a busted motor and he was slowing everybody down and nobody passed him.
Because they can't.
You can't. There's no room. There is like literally no room.
Unless said driver hits the wall, that gives you room to pass.
Yeah. I love Monaco. Monaco is the race.
And we'll be watching it live as the race happens. But you're right. I'm going to pay a little bit more attention to qualifying because, as you said, if it is Mercedes 1-2, based on 5 other races, I'm going to assume they're going to finish, aren't they?
Yeah.
And
it might be more productive to go for breakfast, like to watch the race. It was like, oh, hey, exactly what I thought happened would happen. I wish I'm wrong, by the way. I wish I'm wrong.
Yes, we always like to see racing and just like in Spain, the racing incidents. I mean, that sort of stuff is going to happen, but at least that means that some guys are close and they're trying to move around. When you have such a lead like that and you're still banging off fastest laps, which I think Mercedes has gotten most of them. Yeah. I know Leclerc got that one in Baku, and I couldn't remember who got the one yesterday.
It was Hamilton.
Yeah, so Hamilton gets it and wins the race.
Yeah.
Of course.
Of course.
The other teams are going to have to really figure something else out. And that something else out might be just to try and finish third, because that's where the battle is.
You know where the problem is? Mercedes hyped up all the time, Ferrari's faster. Yeah, Ferrari's faster in a straight line, but their cornering speeds suck compared to Mercedes. Mercedes has the fastest cornering speeds on the planet.
And it's not,
nobody goes as fast as
and it's not due to the wider tires. Everyone has the same tires.
No, they just faster. They set their car up differently. See, everyone else set up their cars a lot like Ferrari did, except Mercedes. They set their up differently during testing and everything. Well, la-di-da, looks what's going on.
Yeah, Toto's like, we're gonna leave it like this.
Yeah.
Wait, my boss said we're leaving it like this.
Like, well, Mercedes did some math because they're German and that's what they do, and figured out, hey, I spend most of the time cornering on average in F1. Yeah, you're not in NASCAR. You don't need straight line speed is not as important as cornering speed.
And all of a sudden, when you get enhancements to aero and wider tires, that opens up a whole new Pandora's box of
Did you watch
opportunity to upgrade
So
and gain those tenths of seconds everywhere.
So Bottas whipped out the lap record. It was 1:15 in Spain in qualifying.
Yes.
Okay. He was full throttle through corners. He talks about it on F1's channel. You can go and watch it. It's unbelievable. He's like, yeah, so I thought I could go here. So I was on early, late braked here. And I'm watching this. And he is full throttle through these corners. And like, there's nobody that can do that. Nobody else can do it like that.
No.
Not anybody out in the field. And because of that, I think Mercedes is going to walk away. And And the unfortunate thing is, it makes the sport less entertaining because there's less tension, you know? Especially with like Ferrari, Vettel with Hamilton until right at the end, that kind of tension, that's the kind of stuff that brings the drama, the intrigue, the way people watch, become fans.
That's right.
We're watching the senior team beat up a varsity team, man. It's like, you already know who's going to win. Why would you watch as much? You just don't. And it's not F1's fault. It's just Mercedes is that good.
Yes, that's exactly the point this year. After the 5 races, is they are that good, and it's showing. And what's going to happen? I'm sure that's what we're all thinking, because every race that I get up and watch, I'm like, all right, it's okay. It's
1-2 Mercedes.
That's about the same.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, there was even more drama when Rosberg was battling Hamilton because they hated each other. Bottas and Hamilton get along. They respect each other. They respect the team. Like, they are, like, perfect. It's unbelievable in racing to have a team that's perfect, but they're perfect.
Yeah, they literally have the perfect record. Like I said, the number 2 driver who isn't the winner of the race isn't off the podium. He is second.
Yeah.
And that is bananas.
It's unreal. Well, I don't know what else we're going to say. I'm looking forward to Monaco. I might pop some bubbly in the morning just to celebrate Monaco, just to do that. But other than that...
Yeah, we don't have a boat, so we'll just be doing it from our couch.
Boats and hose. Little Step Brothers reference. But other than that, we do appreciate you tuning in for the doubleheader. Literally nothing changed from Baku to Spain. And I'm hoping something happens that's a little more dramatic. But realistically, Mercedes is that good. I expect them to walk away with this thing by like halfway through the season where no one can touch them.
Yeah, and it might just be that where halfway through the season, as we get into the summer, they've already got first and second locked up, and it's just going to be who did they let win, or if they let them race and see who's going to win more races than the other.
Yeah, because it's not like Hamilton is still the number 1. He's not as clear number 1. And he has Fangio's record. He's got 5. Bottas has like no championship. But I think what's going to come down to is let them race and then just see at the end. Because I think it'll sort himself. I think Hamilton still is the stronger, but Bottas is no slouch.
No.
He's no slouch.
Agreed.
So.
And I say let them race.
Let them race.
Team
Amen.
Bottas.
Let them race.
And we'll see what happens. And that's what we do every race, is we watch qualifying and then the lights go out, as we all know, and we see what happens.
If nothing happens, mark my words, by the first turn in Monaco, nothing's going to change.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
That's the whole race. That's the whole race, just like Spain. That's the whole race. All right. Thanks, guys, for watching. This is Stretch.
This is Scotty, and we'll see you again soon.
DRS Zone.